It's very sad today that some of the former politicians, all of the first ministers have passed away, but there were a lot of people at that 1982 conference who are still alive. Former ministers, provincial ministers and federal ministers, former bureaucrats, deputy ministers, assistant deputy ministers, university scholars and the like. Where are they? I didn't realize until recently that we're always only, even in the best of times, a heartbeat away from tyranny. That democracy is one of the most fragile concepts in the world. That's why most of the world doesn't have democracy. It's a tough thing to sustain. You can create it, but sustaining it is very, very difficult. We see that now today. We see that now today in spades, and we're going to say, democracy may be fragile, but we shall defend it. Remember what Ronald Reagan said. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. Mr. Trudeau, tear down those mandates. Mr. Ford, take away that emergency order. All the premiers of Canada and all the first ministers, stand up for your country. Stand up for freedom. Stand up for liberty. What has happened to you? You have succumbed to the corporate world and to power-hungry politics and forgot your nation and your liberty and your freedom, but we're going to hold you to account. I want to close, if you'll just give me a few more minutes. My wife will hold on to the mic. Every day in the last, since I launched my own personal lawsuit against the government, everybody always says, it's easy to talk the talk, how about walking the walk? Well, we're going to walk the walk. Every day I get hundreds of Every day I get hundreds and hundreds of emails from Canadians all across the country. Okay? I get hundreds of them. And many of them are heart-rending, where people have lost jobs. Divorced mothers with 2 or 3 kids. She's a professional and suddenly she's told she doesn't have a job. I have veterans who cry to me about what did they try to defend in 1940 and 41 and 42 during the Second World War. I have immigrants who said we came here 40 years ago for freedom, and now we smell it escaping us, fading away. And I had this one.
Now see, I muscled my way through the craft.
I was 9 years old when the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms was enshrined in our Constitution.
I don't know what to do.
The day stands out in my memory primarily because my mother, lying myself and my 3 sisters along the couch, and actually told us to watch TV. How could I forget that? But I also remember what she told me about what we were watching. She said that now we had the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, Canada was its own country. Who could have ever imagined on that day that the situation would find ourselves in now? Did you ever think, talking to me, during the process of establishing the Charter, that our governments would make the decisions that they have to supposedly manage a global pandemic? I am writing you to thank you for speaking out. You have reminded us and in some cases taught us about our fundamental freedoms. I can't say that I thought very much of the Charter and Rights and Freedoms since that day of TV watching on our family couch. But because of your actions, I have learned that it's not true that we only have the freedoms the government allow us to have, that we have fundamental freedoms that have been unjustly taken from us. Ironically, last page, ironically, my family does not own a television set now. We have, however, been glued to various internet resources, totally captivated by the Freedom Convoy, and our hearts are full of joy and enthusiasm and hope. I believe that it's because you are speaking up, educating all of us about the Charter and the rights, that we are guaranteed that this truck convoy is happening and will be successful. You can be assured that I have lined my own 5 children along our couch and told them about the Charter, the rights we are guaranteed, and they know your name and the importance of your actions. Every family that visits our home hears my Brian Peckford speech. You are my hero, Mr. Peckford. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the work you are doing to ignite our democracy. I pray that God will bless you and provide all of you that you need to continue this fight until we are victorious. With much respect and gratitude. We shall overcome.
We shall overcome.
We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in our hearts, I do believe we shall overcome one day. All the best. Long live Canada. Thank you for being a part of this.
So before you leave the stage, Mr. Peckford, I want to extend a huge thank you from me personally and from millions of Canadians, because we've heard from the doctors about the science. We've heard from some politicians, and now we've heard from a man who spent 17 months building the document under which we stand right now, affirming our rights as Canadians to live our lives as we choose. So, Mr. Peckford, we're going to give you the biggest applause that we've done yet. Thank you from me and from Canada for your service.
They say in every man's or woman's life, there's one moment where they deliver their magnus opus, their very best work. This was the moment in Premier Peckford's life. Let's give it up again. Look, we had our stint earlier, so I'm not taking long. Dr. Hopkinson has a quick word, but I want to say it again. They lied to you from the beginning. We knew the science on the lockdowns, the school closures, the mask mandates, the shelter in place. They were all wrong. They lied to us. The federal government's public health response was a total disaster. Prime Minister Trudeau must fire his task force today. Doug Ford, full disclosure, I voted for Doug Ford. I took my family and my friends, but I will never, I will work every hour to ensure that he's never elected again and any of his ministers. Doug Ford is a catastrophic failure and he hurt Ontarians. His policies kill people. And never and again, I understand the science. I talk the science daily. I work with Brittle, Peter McCullough, Robert Malone, Kurt Vanden Bosch, Roger Hodgkinson. Daily, we breathe the science. And under no condition do you let these beasts put these vaccines into your children's arms. Never!
Are you ready for this? After me, repeatedly. Pickford! 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 He should be our next Prime Minister.
Thank you. These doctors are amazing people, and they're on the board of Take Back Our Freedoms, of which I chair. I mean, what a distinguished... I thought I had some good cabinets in my day, but these fellows take the cake. Two things you should also know as we talk and legitimately criticize our governments. There are two things that they could do tomorrow to help solve this problem, right? Two things they could do. Back in October, I wrote all the premiers and suggested that you can, in one stroke of the pen, refer your mandates to your highest court to see whether it's constitutional. They all refused. I didn't send it to the Prime Minister. I'm asking the Prime Minister today, refer your mandates to the Supreme Court of Canada to see if it's constitutional. You can do that today with a stroke of the pen. None of them will do it. Why? Because they're afraid there may be just a couple of judges left who think like me and you. But the call goes out again today, so there's one solution to help solve this. Another one would be, which I'm sure the Truckers' Convoy would agree with as well, establish an inquiry, an independent inquiry, to determine what went wrong here. As the doctors point out, how did we get off on this wrong course and try to destroy our freedoms and rights? There's another suggestion for them. Establish an inquiry so that we can get to the bottom of this. Refer your mandates to the court and let's see if it's constitutional. Why should I and others have to go to the courts to prove our rights and freedoms when you could do it with a stroke of the pen? So if anybody asks you after this is over, well, what solutions did they give? You say, Mr. Pecker just gave two.
Dad, his son is lost, so we gotta make a quick announcement.
Oh, it sounds like we have a missing little boy.
13-year-old, his name is Evan.
It's 13 years old. His name is Evan. If there's an Evan out there, please make your way to the stage.
God bless everybody here. We can fight for our rights, for freedoms, but we need to pray and stand together as we're doing here today. And I'm sorry to take this second, but my son is missing. He's 13 years old. His name is Evan. I am Jerry, and we need to find him. Thanks so much. God bless.
Okay, so that is the #1 priority right now that we What is he wearing?
He's wearing black. Sorry.
He's wearing black. So Evan, if you can hear me, look for the Canadian flag hanging in the air and walk that way. And if anybody out there see a young man about 13 years old wearing black, we're going to stop what we're doing and we're going to give him to his father up at the stage here. Thank you.
She'll be the death of me. He's so broken up. She'll always get the best of me. The worst is yet. All the rest will be necessary. But what deep in love is she told me about it. She told me about it. No more. We both know we can't go without it. She told me you'll never be alone. I can feel my face when I'm with you. What love is, what love is. I can feel my face when I'm with you. What love is, what love is. I can feel my face when I'm with you. What love is, what love is. I can feel my face when I'm with you. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. All right, Canada! We have some wonderful Canadian human beings up here on the stage. I'd like you to welcome Chief J.D. Anderson and these amazing, as he wanted them to be called, other human beings!
Mahalo and bonjour, Adishkatas, and all, that is all of our relations. Around this great nation of people that have come together specifically to unite us as human beings of this great nation, each and every one of you. The truckers came, they were called upon from Edmonton, and then they organized out in Vancouver and were blessed and sent this way. In the middle I met them, and I smudged, and I've been criticized, but that's okay. We are here, we've called you all together. You've heard about the Constitution just previously, and we are here to ratify that Constitution in the best possible manner we can. But we as First Nations, or original people of this land, must be truly included. That was what was missing. We've called on our mothers of this earth and the Klan's mothers to come together. That was organized in the early 90s, and it is coming forth. And I bring that remembrance back to the people. And the Klan's mothers know the We Will Wobble song that we've been performing on their behalf. And only those that were included in that process of going back to the blood of this nation, which is on Mother Earth that flows through the waters, unites us from the inside of our mother's womb that bind us to this earth and this land right here. These are the things that we must always remember, that we are human beings of this land, and it must be made clear. So our people are being called, and we're going to set up right back here and wherever we so desire, and nobody can take our prayers away from us as human beings. Those are fundamental to the Constitution. We all know that a nation that prays together stays together. Now, I'm going to just shut up because you all know why you're here, but we have a beautiful woman that's representative and is going to perform a couple songs for you. That's what we're here for. Let's enjoy ourselves and let's keep up this motion to ratify the process that needs to be done by our clans and mothers and the rest of this nation.
All right, guys, we still have not found Evan yet. We are going to be putting Evan's picture up on the screen here in about a minute. So if you do recognize Evan, his dad is right over here at the boom. So Evan, you're looking for the boom here, okay?
His picture will be up here momentarily. Let's find his son, 13-year-old Evan.
To get the guitar and
it is my absolute honor to be here with you today. My name is Tracy Bone. My spirit name is Saskiso, ignites the fire. I want to thank each and every one of you that have come up to me over the past few days and have expressed to me that you watched some of my videos where I shared my history of trauma and sexual abuse from the time I was 6 years old, and then having my virginity taken at the age of 9 years old by someone that I know. That is something that I had to reconcile within myself. And it's actually something that I was able to reconcile with the person who did that to me, with the understanding that that happened to him too. And what I learned from that experience is that none of us are born knowing how to hurt one another. We are born into a society that teaches us things that we are to unlearn, and that's what we're here to do, is to unlearn those old ways and to bring in that love through unity, through different forms of love, like music, like truth. So I'd like to share a couple of those songs with you here today. It's a little cold, my lips are frozen, but we'll get through this together. I can feel your warm energy. Here we go. I took my first job when 5 years old. That bitter temporary intent always wondered what the fuss was all about. school to the heart. Strangers came and went throughout the night. One came into my room, changed my life. He said, don't go away, no one knows I'm here with you. They're all passed out in the living room. It ain't easy to pick up all the pieces and find the strength to heal when it's too easy to hold on to that bottle, a fool's remedy. I just take this day by day, survivor in me. I hurt everyone that ever loved me. Don't understand why most are still around. I burned bridges long before they ever put them up. Must be the unconditional they talk about. I've been sober long and I like, 'cause addiction lives forever in my mind. I'm only human, a woman, sure to make mistakes, but I feel a whole lot stronger than yesterday. Yeah. And it ain't easy to pick up all the pieces and find the strength to heal when it's too easy to hold on to that bottle, a fool's remedy. I just take this day by day, survivor in me. I make up every excuse, my commitment to you. Even my conscience done gone and left me lost. How can you live with yourself, with all of the pain that you've drawn? With every ounce you've got, you're down to my last draw. It ain't easy to pick up all the pieces and find the strength to heal when it's too easy to hold on to that bottle, a fool's remedy. I just take this day by day. I won't give up no matter what I say. I'll just take this day by day, survivor in me. Thank you so much. Let's go out to all the survivors out there. Thank you very much. I've got one more song here for you. I cannot feel my thumb at this time, so I ask you to send me some warm energy, please. But this song is a song that I must credit my grandmothers, who were students of the residential prison systems here in this country. I'll just keep moving along here and show this.
Ashamed to breathe me. Now I know who I am. I walk with my eyes to the ground, so I couldn't see the beauty in the people like me. To face the memories, and I am afraid. Resilience, my spirit, I'm dead. Look to forgiveness, and it's the only way to move ahead. And I dream, I pray, we all walk this way, all walk this way. And our elders survive generations of life. Coming back, reclaiming our lives with humbling faith, passion and humility. Courage to face the memories, and I am a woman afraid. Resilience, my spirit undead. Look to forgiveness, and it's the only way to move ahead. And I dream, I pray, we all walk this way, all walk this way. Yeah. I dedicate this to all the survivors of the residential and boarding school plague that swept across our nation. To forgive is to gift yourself the freedom to heal. Resilience, my spirit undead. Born to forgiveness, it's the only
you all so very much. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for warming me with your energy. Thank you guys.
Thank you. To say that we found the young fellow, he's reunited. Now we're looking for Dad because he's gone looking. Jerry, come back to the stage. Your son's waiting for you. And that's the way we work as Canadians. Young James is going to sing. And the one thing that we must remember, that our Prime Minister and company is trying to rape us of our rights, and that shouldn't be. No way are we going to let that happen as united people of this nation. We've suffered enough, and we've come a long distance as survivors, and for the silence of the children that were not allowed to live. And we must always remember what brought us together. That is why we've called on the truckers, the people of this nation, to come forth and stand here to say that this is not right. And our rights need to be expressed as true freedom of liberation. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to James. James is going to sing for you, and then we're going to disperse in a loving way, and we're going to continue to drum and call our clans and mothers to come and join us and the rest of the Native Nation. Hello!
On me. Check. How's everybody doing? I said, how are you doing? Well, my name is Matt James, and I was just getting my country career going as an independent artist, and I brought home 2019 Best Country Americana Album of the Year. And I sacrificed it all to come here with you guys and fight for our freedom! I know what it looks like to be segregated. I lived it. I know what it looks like to be discriminated against. I lived it. We could not let this happen to us ever again anymore. Are you guys ready to be free? Alright, this song goes out to all the truckers and to all you beautiful people right here. It's about breaking those chains and breaking free. One tell, bound by these chains. don't let me go. This is what freedom looks like, everybody! We won't have it anymore! Thank you to all you beautiful people out there!
Mr. Matt James.
Making me feel human! Finally again! Regrets! Merci!
No mandates.
Hello, troopers! Yeah, babies! We have taken the hill and we will not stand down! We are ending the mandates today! Doug Ford and Trudeau are crying together! Because we are winning! I would like to call up to the stage in a moment here. There's a lot of traffic on the stage and there's icy conditions, so we have to go slowly. But boy, did the white collars ever push it too far with the blue collars! We're so done with them and their nonsense! We can do it on our own! We've already made our own communities! We've already made our own friends! We can start from scratch! We can do this! We can take care of each other! We have got this! Donc, je vais... Donc tu fais ton... Donc, c'est un petit moment francophone pour tous nos francophones ici, pour tout le monde bilingue. Oui, Québec! Salut, bye-bye, Legault! Legault must go! Avec Trudeau! Salut, bye-bye! Delphine!
Salut, Ottawa! Wouhou! C'est le Québec ici, mais on ne représente pas juste le Québec. Je m'appelle Delphine Toublanc et je suis cofondatrice avec Charline Lynch de Police for Freedom Québec, Policiers pour la Liberté Québec. Et nous représentons aussi Police for Freedom International. Le Québec est la province canadienne la plus touchée par les abus de pouvoir politique. Les policiers qui sont vus à des événements comme celui-ci sont tous sous enquête disciplinaire. Et j'ai aussi des amis qui sont pompiers, infirmiers, enseignants, qui sont sous la menace de leurs supérieurs et sous la menace de leur ordre professionnel. Et que dire de la vaccination obligatoire chez les fédéraux, les employés fédéraux? Et pour les camionneurs transfrontaliers, c'est une honte. L'abus de pouvoir est mentionné dans l'article 336 du Code criminel. L'abus de pouvoir, vous devez savoir ce que c'est une infraction. C'est une infraction qui est commise lorsque une personne en position d'autorité va abuser de son pouvoir pour essayer d'obtenir un avantage ou pour nuire à quelqu'un. Mais c'est pas tout, c'est pas seulement l'abus de pouvoir, on est aussi témoin de détournement de pouvoir. Le détournement de pouvoir, il est aussi dans l'article 336 du Code criminel. Et le détournement de pouvoir, il est mentionné sous la forme d'abus de confiance criminelle. C'est lorsque une autorité utilise ses pouvoirs à des fins autres que celles pour lesquelles on lui a conféré ses pouvoirs. Croyez-vous que le gouvernement démocratique a été élu pour retirer les droits et libertés de ses citoyens? Vous êtes-vous demandé quel est l'agenda caché derrière ces abus et ces détournements de pouvoir? Et je pourrais citer aussi l'article 319 du Code criminel sur l'incitation publique à la haine. L'article 346 qui concerne l'extorsion, extorsion de consentement pour tous les gens qui sont vaccinés de force, sous menace de perdre leur emploi ou sous menace de perdre des avantages sociaux. Les nombreux policiers et pompiers actifs du Québec avec qui je travaille chaque jour ne sont pas d'accord, ils ne sont pas dupes. Ils refusent de participer aveuglément à l'exécution de mandats qui briment les droits et libertés des citoyens. Il est temps de renverser le miroir du blâme et de clamer l'évidence. Les dirigeants et les personnes en position d'autorité qui font des actions contraires à leur code de déontologie éthique sont responsables des effets collatéraux de leurs actes. Et l'excuse « je n'ai fait qu'obéir aux ordres » n'est plus justifiable. Ça n'est plus justifiable depuis le procès Nuremberg après la Deuxième Guerre mondiale. Les policiers sont instrumentalisés. Les policiers sont nombreux à se sentir confrontés à un grave conflit d'intérêts, conflit de loyauté. Il y a aussi des conflits d'intérêts chez les chefs surtout. Puis, ils sont pris dans un étau entre les politiques et les citoyens. Le politique prend une décision, il place les policiers entre lui et le peuple. Ils sont utilisés. À Policiers pour la Liberté Québec, nous choisissons de mettre en lumière les abus et les choses, les actes qui vont contre la Charte des droits et libertés. Nous prenons la responsabilité, nous prenons l'intégrité et la justice. Et je m'adresse maintenant à toutes les personnes en position d'autorité. Tous les policiers, les politiciens qui ne se sont pas encore positionnés. Il est temps de prendre position. De quel côté de l'histoire voulez-vous être? Nous sommes là pour vous accueillir. Nous sommes là pour rester tant que les valeurs humaines ne seront pas restaurées.
Hello, Canada! My name is Charlene Lynch. I represent the International Police for Freedom Alliance for Quebec's chapter. I'd like to say to all the truckers, we stand with you. We stand united. This has become an international movement. You are not alone. The world is watching. Quebec is a Canadian province most affected by the misuse of political power. Police officers who are seen at public events, such as this one, are put under disciplinary investigations. I have friends who are firefighters, officers, teachers, nurses, doctors, who are heavily threatened by their superiors. This is not right. Article 336 of the Criminal Code condemns the abuse of power or abuse of trust in authority positions. And that's not at all. Have you heard about misuse of power? Section 336 of the Criminal Code also refers to misuse of power, which takes the form of a criminal breach of trust. Misuse of power is when a public authority uses its powers for purposes other than those which they were granted. Do you believe that a democratic government was elected to take away your rights and freedoms of its citizens? Have you asked yourself, what is the purpose of the misuse of power that is currently at work? I can also quote the Article 319 of the Criminal Code on public incitement of hatred as crimes, or also Article 346, which revolves around extortion, such as extortion of consent under threats of losing one's job or having less social rights, for example. The many active police officers and firefighters in Quebec with whom I work on a daily basis are not fooled. They refuse to blindly participate in the execution of warrants that violate the laws of our country and that violate the rights and freedoms of the people they are supposed to protect. It is time to turn the mirror of blame onto the ones that incite division and state the obvious. Leaders and people in position of authority who act in ways that are disconnected from their professional codes of ethics are responsible for the collateral effects of their actions. The famous sentence, "I was just following orders," will never be again valid, nor is it justified. Never again. Police officers are being used, and many of them may be faced with a difficult conflict of loyalty. They are caught in a vice between the politician and the citizen. Because once the politician has made a decision, he will place the police force between him and the people. At Police for Freedom Quebec, we choose to highlight actions that go against the Charter of Rights and Freedoms. We stand for justice, accountability, and integrity. I now turn to you citizens, professionals, police officers, politicians who have not yet expressed your position. You who are becoming more and more aware of what you are being asked to do or to keep quiet. It is time to choose. On which side of history will you stand? We are here to welcome you, and we are here to say we are here to stay until human values are restored. Thank you.
Hello, freedom fighters! My name is Vince Gerses, and I've been pushing back right from the beginning of this lie, propaganda, whatever you want to call it, this psychological operation against the people of this country by its own government. I'm a former Ontario Provincial Police officer with 32 years of experience. I retired about 6 years ago. And I am not speaking on behalf of that organization. I am free to speak for myself and my own feelings. I'm looking at the crowd here. Seems very excited. What is the matter with you people? It looks like you haven't had freedom in 2 years. All right, enough. Are you ready to go home? You want to stay? Yeah, so do I. So there's a very large team here supporting these truckers. And these are incredible people. Of all these truckers that I've met, of all the truckers that I have met in my lifetime, thank you. I'm sorry I was born with a tall gene. In the course of my career, I have met many truckers that have helped me throughout the course of my career. They pulled over to the side of the road when I was working and I was struggling and had a problem. And I'll never ever forget that. And I'm grateful, so grateful for all their help. Well, now we, in the police community, are here to support you. We're here to support the truckers like everybody else. These truckers, these people, these salt of the earth people are smart, they figured it out, and it's taken the trucker community to do what the police enforcement community should have done a year and a half ago. The policing community could refer to Section 52 of the Constitution Act.
which says that the Constitution, which includes the Charter, is the supreme law of Canada, and that law cannot be superseded by any other law that does not conform with it. So there's your excuse. That's all you had to say, to step down and say, I'm not going to do it. So following orders isn't going to cut it. We have many, many veterans of police and military coming forward to help to support this operation that has come about just organically. Think about it. Some people just got together and said, hey, let's get our trucks and roll to Ottawa for a protest. And then other Canadians heard about it through your social media platforms and said, yeah, let's get on that. And now we're seeing these things popping up all over the country.
All over the world.
People just organically get together. All of you here are hugging. This is a wonderful, loving experience here because you haven't had freedom for a while and you've learned to just let go and reconnect with one another. I see the French and the English hugging and loving. And there is no divide anymore. Now remember, the Prime Minister who sits in that office up there in the building, we're in his backyard right now. And I know that's funny, right? We're in the backyard having a big party, hugging, coming together, patriotic, like we've never been before. And all these values that we hold and appreciate is what they seem to hate and want to crush. That government has locked you down for 2 years, abused you for 2 years, has taken away every one of your rights over the course of 2 years, except for the right to peaceful protest. And there has been peace here. No violence, peaceful, wonderful, all of these protests. So to let you know, these truckers have your back, and we have their back. So you all need to support and kick in to support these truckers. Keep coming to the rally. There is no giving up. There is no alternative. You're going to stay until this is over.
How do I get down? There's the camera on the way, right?
Okay, okay.
The stairs? People need to get down. Thank you. Jason! Where is Jason? Not up in the boat?
friends. My best when I can catch her, but I can get behind anything. Yeah, I can get behind anything. Well, I can get behind anything.
Please post. It's time to go home. Come to the stage now. Mom?
Sorry, she's looking for her mother. Lee's Post.
Please post.
Lee's Post, can you please come to the stage? Her daughter would like to go home.
She was here.
Please, can you please follow the boom? Your daughter will be waiting for you. Lee's Post. Thank you. Great, go.
Bonjour tout le monde! Êtes-vous capable de dire freedom? Êtes-vous capable de dire liberté? Liberté! Freedom! Liberté! Freedom! Liberté! Freedom! Les quatre coins du pays, 4456 km de Vancouver jusqu'ici, des gens se sont déplacés en plein hiver pour venir ici manifester les droits et libertés pour tous. J'avais 45 minutes, mais je vais en prendre quelques-unes parce qu'il y a des gens plus importants que moi qui sont ici. Néanmoins, j'aimerais vous dire que dans le calcul des gens qui sont ici, on ne calcule pas les gens qui sont dans les hôpitaux qui ne peuvent pas venir ici, les gens qui travaillent dans les hôpitaux aussi, les gens qui sont policiers dans chacun des villes, les gens qui sont en Alberta qui ne peuvent pas venir. On est une grosse gang pour crier liberté! Freedom! Notre mouvement est une manifestation qui a commencé par des Vikings, nos camionneurs. À travers le Québec, ces gens-là ont bravé tout le monde, les médias, les mauvaises influences, les jugements de valeur. Mais aujourd'hui, 3 semaines plus tard, on est tous ici pour s'unir les uns et les autres. Blanc, noir, chinois, jaune, rouge, violet, la couleur que vous voulez. Pour changer de paradigme maintenant de nos droits et libertés. On ne veut plus de gens qui regardent dans nos lois pour voir comment on peut la défier. Ce qu'on veut, c'est y mettre des vertus. Tant et aussi longtemps qu'on ne mettra pas des vertus dans nos lois, on va toujours être imité, on va toujours se faire avoir. Et cette fois-ci, c'est notre moment à nous de s'exprimer et on est appuyé par le reste du monde. Il y a un bâtiment derrière nous. J'aimerais qu'on crie liberté, freedom, anglais, français, je m'en fous. Au moins 5 fois pour faire branler les bases du Parlement pour qu'on comprenne que nous on est ici maintenant. On veut un changement. On ne veut pas juste repousser et remplacer par les mêmes structures que nous avons. Alors tout le monde ensemble. Freedom! Freedom! Liberté! Freedom! Freedom! Liberté! Freedom! Liberté! Mesdames et messieurs, j'ai ici une équipe qui a travaillé très fort. Les gens de Réinfo COVID. Il y en a ici au Québec, il y en a partout. Ce sont des regroupements comme moi, comme d'autres, des ostéopathes, des médecins, des dentistes, des gens du domaine de la santé, des infirmières, des infirmiers, des gens qui ont juste à cœur de retrouver notre liberté et d'aller voir ce qui est bon à faire pour nous en premier lieu. Alors pour ce faire, je vous présente et accueillez le fort, le docteur Péliveau qui va nous lire son manifeste. Merci beaucoup. Avez-vous souvent? Moi aussi. Alors, on va bouger un peu. Allez, bougez.
autour de vous. Mais vous savez, ça réchauffe pas le cœur. Ce qui réchauffe le cœur, c'est prendre le monde dans ses bras. Vous êtes carencés de ça, je le suis certain. Alors, on va trouver 2 à 3 personnes à prendre dans nos bras tout de suite. Ah, ça fait du bien. Êtes-vous d'accord avec ça? On nous a dit, on sauve des vies parce qu'on reste chez nous. Y a-t-il un mensonge plus grand que ça? Pourquoi est-ce qu'on est ici? Pourquoi on est ici? Liberté, c'est ça qui est bien. On est ici parce que les truckers nous ont montré la voie. Why are we here? We're here because the truckers showed us the way. We sometimes believe that the elites and the people who are elected are going to save us. No way! It's a basic people. I'm a little family doctor. I think we believe too much in experts. We need experts. Experts are fine, but we also need ordinary people, ordinary doctors, family doctors too. We need everybody actually. So, when the rubber meets the road, that's exactly what we're doing. What's the rubber meets the road means being aware of what is happening, not going through in the map, but being excusez-moi, je vais parler en français, je suis pas mal meilleur en français. Pourquoi on est ici? On est ici parce qu'on a besoin d'être ensemble, parce qu'on a été séparés, divisés, polarisés pendant 2 ans, et là on se retrouve ensemble. Et on sait que c'est ça dont on a besoin. Un humain a besoin d'un lien. On est un être de lien, les êtres humains. Et quand on divise les liens, on divise les humains, on touche à la santé physique, mentale, sociale, économique, etc. On a besoin. Why are we here? Because we crave for togetherness, for fun, for dance, for music, for feeling alive. Life is not only about survival and protection. Life is not about avoiding all risks all the time. Life is not predictable. It's not secure. So we need to be aware of all that. Life is about growing, contributing, creating, interacting, laughing, dancing, chanting, and so healing, touching, and all that. On needs fucking, also that. Fuck the go. Life is about here and now. That's now that we need to live. Not when we're too old like me. We need to be here now every day. On a besoin de vivre dans l'ici maintenant à tous les jours, être en contact. Savoir que vivre, c'est plus qu'éviter la maladie. Et vivre, c'est accepter les risques, c'est grandir, c'est évoluer, c'est développer, c'est contribuer, c'est être créatif. C'est savoir que notre présence fait une différence autour de nous, que chacun est précieux, essentiel, vital. Alors, je suis un docteur, j'ai quelques prescriptions pour vous. The way out is in. Ça, c'est zen, hein? The way out is in. Sortir, c'est rentrer en dedans. On a besoin de faire la paix en dedans de nous autres. Parce qu'on a été apeurés, on nous a apeurés. Pas moi, là, mais en même temps, la peur fait partie de chaque humain. On a eu l'occasion de rencontrer nos peurs, tout le monde. Et notre travail, c'est de s'en libérer. Et la manière de s'en libérer, c'est de fermer nos TV. De se donner un peu de temps à soi, d'être présent aux gens autour de nous et de savoir profiter de chaque journée. Alors, on va avoir un travail de convalescence énorme parce que nos relations ont été blessées. Il y a beaucoup de relations qui ont été meurtries. Et il va falloir apprendre à reconnecter les uns avec les autres. Arrêter d'être des pour, d'être des contre. On est pour la liberté, on est pour la joie, on est pour la santé. Et il y a un travail à faire. Il y a un healing work to do. There's a healing work. And we're going to do that together. One day at a time. And we start now. I'm very happy to be here with you and all these people around me. We're a great team and on n'est pas toujours d'accord les uns avec les autres, hein, Pierre? C'est juste avec des temps qu'on est toujours d'accord. We're a nice gang. We heal together, we build together, we need to be together and to get back to togetherness. That's health. Thank you for being here. Merci d'être ici tout le monde, de braver le froid. Pour dire ce qui est important, c'est pas le confort, c'est la liberté. La liberté, c'est la santé. Voilà, simple comme ça. Alors, bonne liberté. Merci d'être là. Et puis,
merci d'être au cœur.
Merci surtout aux truckers, aux gens ordinaires qui ont un courage extraordinaire, qui nous montrent la voie. Il faut cesser d'avoir peur, il faut utiliser le pouvoir qu'on a. Et il n'y a personne qui a un pouvoir si on ne leur donne pas. Alors, j'ai terminé. Bon. Alors, bonne journée, merci. Bougez, bougez, bougez.
Avant qu'ils quittent la scène, j'aimerais leur dire que ce sont des gens extraordinaires parce qu'ils ont la capacité d'aller faire les recherches que nous avons de la difficulté à faire. Nous avons de la difficulté à nous y retrouver. Ces gens-là sont extrêmement importants. Il y a des gens plus importants que ça ici. Désolé. Vous, parce que c'est vous qui changez le demain. C'est vous qui changez maintenant notre situation pour demain. On a besoin d'eux, mais on a besoin de chacun d'entre vous. Et ça, c'est important. On a passé vite tantôt. J'ai entendu qu'on a remercié les truckers, mais j'entendais peu. Alors, ces truckers-là ont été nos vikings, ont été nos guerriers pacifiques. Et cette démarche que l'on fait, elle doit se faire dans la pacificité. Désolé. Elle doit se faire de façon pacifique. Elle est pacifique, elle est fraternelle, elle est joyeuse, elle est remplie d'entraide. Je pense que depuis le début de l'humanité, c'est la plus grande fraternité au monde qu'on a pu avoir parce que maintenant nous sommes internationaux. J'aimerais rassurer les personnes qui peuvent être inquiètes à la maison. Les gens qui regardent les nouvelles et qui peuvent avoir peur de nous, qui ne savent pas ce qui se passe ici vraiment. Il y a 3 semaines ici, il faisait moins 25. Je suis venu ici, j'ai trouvé ça extraordinaire. Il y a des gens, il y a des bénévoles de partout qui font des burgers, qui vous offrent des trucs pour vous mettre dans vos mitaines parce qu'il fait froid. Il y a une fraternité extraordinaire comme ça fait longtemps qu'on n'a pas vu. Et tous ces gens-là se donnent corps et âme jour après jour pour nous, pour notre liberté. Et j'aimerais les rassurer pour leur dire que notre mouvement est pacifique et c'est pour aussi leur liberté. Et avant que je quitte ici, j'aimerais pour les truckers qu'on nous crie, crachez-vous vos poumons, liberté! Freedom! Liberté! Freedom! Liberté! Freedom! Maintenant, je vous laisse avec un band, ils vont s'organiser, ils vont monter le son, on va avoir un show rock dans quelques minutes. Bye gang, on se revoit plus tard!
Weekend drinking bars when we're just 19. You got Brad Pitt, we got Keanu Reeves, but we got the best leg fishing, you best believe. Yeah, you make fun of us as we spell color with you. You think you're all that Mr. Red, White, and Blue. We say hey, you say y'all. Yeah, we both got pro football. Except we got big balls in a long field. We say Z, you say Z. Sure, we watch all your TV. You got a strong arm down there, a minute up here. We got stronger beer. You got Dunkin' Donuts, we got Timmy's. More land to grow, you got more cities. You sure love the NFL, MLB, and the NBA. To the great white north, hockey is the only game. Hey, we say hey, you say y'all. Yeah, we both got pro football. Said we got big balls in a long field. We say hey, you say Z. Sure, we watch on your TV. You got a stronger army down there, middle up here. We got stronger beer. So here's to you, my southern neighbor. All kidding aside, takes me 6 beers and get pissed drunk. What for you? It takes time. Sure, watch all your
my equipment down and warm it up for a bit. You want to stand up here for a bit? After these guys, I'm going to come back after these guys are done.
Don't you want to come over? I'm halfway through a Chardonnay, now we plan on staying sober. You can bring your air guitar, don't let this night get any older. I'm beating on my lonely drum, girl, don't you want to come over? I'm on boom, 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 so get in your car, make it go, boom, 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 boom. Dance more up and down, let it roll, boom, boom. I hope you get here soon, soon. I'm beating on my lonely drum, I can help and sing karaoke.
Look at this red ribbon that's being passed around. That's amazing. Holding the line. Hold the line. We're winning. All right, we've got a band setting up. We have Dr. Byram. I would like to do the introduction of his very special guest, and we're just going to do it around pianos and tiptoeing. We'll just do our best, eh, Doctor?
Okay, hi again, everybody. So you heard from some of my colleagues earlier. One of them was a little late to arrive because of all the traffic, which is fine. And so we welcome everybody here, right? And there's a group that tends to find themselves on the outside often without a lot of support. And those are the people who, in good faith, took the vaccine and then were injured by it, right? And because their story no longer supports the narrative, they find themselves abandoned by many. So I want you to listen to the story that this good colleague of mine has. So this is another scientist, and you've seen the theme today. All these healthcare professionals and scientists, one after another, all in agreement, right? So this is another scientist. Her name's Dr. Lori Wagner-Lesperance, and I'd like you to give her just a few minutes of your time to listen to her important story.
Thanks, Byram. Bonjour tout le monde. Hello, everybody. You've been introduced to me. I wanted to tell you a couple things about me. Yes, I'm a scientist. I have a PhD in immunogenetics, but I am also injured by the vaccine. And it has been looked at by public health, and at this point in time, I am to receive no more doses, and has been referred to. Okay. It's to be referred to a federal immunization clinic. So they heard me. I made a point of following through. I was scared at first to do it, but then I thought, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to report and get it reported. So why did I receive the vaccine? Well, I had a choice to receive the vaccine. This is not what's going on right now. But in a way, I also didn't. You see, I'm an essential caregiver for my mother who is at an LTC. So for me to be closer to her, I had to receive the vaccine. Okay? That came with certain freedoms for me to be closer to her. Okay, so anyhow, now my first dose was March 10th, and then the second dose was the famous 4 months later, even though, anyhow, this was 4 months later, June 13th. So the first dose was March 10th. I had a retinal detachment discovered on April 16th. I had changes in my right eye, both eyes, but I didn't realize it at the time, but I had a retinal detachment.
and it was a scary thing. And I received quality care, but I wouldn't wish that on an enemy. So I just wanted to say, I have lots of details, but I'm going to skip over them because they're boring. I'm going to keep it interesting. But I will say, okay, so I'm no spring chicken. So it's easy to think to yourself, well, I'm old, so maybe that's why it happened. But on the day of the surgery, my husband said to me, you should get the doctor to write down that vaccination. And I'm like, well, why? It's safe, right? I trust Health Canada. They did their homework, so I don't have to. So in my mind, I was thinking, nah, it can't be. Then I got my second dose on June 13th, as I said. And I thought to myself, I'm going to consciously watch it. It changes in my eye. Because with the first dose, I didn't notice it. But with the second dose, I could see changes. And that was frightening. But I had to do my homework. I thought, well, what's causing this? So I did some homework. I'm going to be my page turner. So anyhow, the rest of the story, thank you. I just don't want to leave anything out. So not only did I have to have surgery on my right eye, I had to also have prophylactic surgery, laser treatment on my left eye. And when I had that done, there were noticeable changes in my eye as well. So these changes that I talked about are like floaters. So if any of you have experienced floaters after being vaccinated, take notes and talk to your doctor about it. Okay, so anyhow, I did suspect something was wrong. Can I prove it? No, but can I prove that it happened? No, but I can't prove that it didn't happen. Like there needs to be science. There needs to be research done to see why that happened to me. Okay. Amen. Okay. So I'm with this eye. I'm always going to be at risk for a retinal detachment. And I'm being followed up regularly, and I'm very thankful for the treatment I did get. But I want to finish up with a couple of thoughts. I was especially moved by a speech in the House on Monday night during the emergency debate by Raquel Dancho, an MP from Manitoba. Fantastic speech! Who shed a tear? Who went, yes? I actually held my breath for what she said. She called on a plan in that speech during the emergency debate for us to move forward with a plan. And I would like to offer a few recommendations to assist the federal government, the provincial government, and our medical regulating bodies with such a plan. First, restore trust in the doctor-patient relationship and allow doctors to make choices that are in their patient's best interest without any interference. Secondly, ensure public health provides comprehensive informed consent whenever possible with a new treatment that is experimental, either experimental drugs or experimental inoculations. And these things are brought forward, because there is an inherent risk in every medical procedure. Okay? There must be more comprehensive informed consent. We must also, thirdly, empower patients to be on the lookout. All of you, to be on the lookout for new or unusual events, and you should feel free without any inhibition to tell that to your doctor and have that forwarded to public health. And no matter how trivial, and over a particular time frame since you received a dose of an inoculation or a medicine. Because if we don't try to capture this information when you have the chance, it will be lost. And we need that for science. And that's what all we do. As scientists, we're always looking at the data. I would like to finish by thanking the truckers for being here. I would like to thank them for being here so scientists can have a voice. I believe all people have intrinsic value. And it doesn't matter what job or vocation you have, you should just treat all people with respect and love. Mother Teresa is quoted as saying, if you judge people, you have no time to love them. Right on. Not everyone understands. Dear truckers, not everyone understands why you are here. But I do, and my colleagues do. And we appreciate your efforts. Thank you, truckers. Finally, we all must protect the rights of all Canadians. No one is better than anyone else.
All right, people, I have a little announcement to make here, guys. Sorry, I got a little family here. We're missing Dad. We're separating. Hey, your dad over there. Oh, you're not Dad. Okay. This lovely family, we've lost Dad. And Mom has this phone. So, Dad, what's Dad's name?
Justin Edge, JJ, we're looking for you.
JJ, come find your family. JJ, come to the stage, JJ. Come to the stage, JJ. Come to the stage. All right, we will find JJ. We'll get him back. Look at this beautiful family. They gotta find their daddy. They need daddy. Come on. All right, we'll get him. We'll get him. Okay, little sweeties. Be very careful. Watch out the little ones. All right, we're gonna have a little music break because we need to jump around, eh? But someone stay warm.
All right. Well, Mafia,
Telling me, oh my, I wasn't at a party. Someone took a great room, wore it like a hat. I saw someone under my kitchen table talking to my old tomcat. They were talking about a hockey. The cat was talking back. Along about then, everything went right. I wasn't at a party. I'm sure it's just my memory playing tricks on me. But I think I saw my buddy running down my neighbor's street. With a whiskey, might have been gin. Pulling in a 3 or 4 6-packs, I don't know. But look at the mess I'm in. My hands are like a football. I think I'm gonna die. Telling me, oh my, I wasn't at a party.
These guys are doing a quick sound check.